re-listening to the Campfire sort of Roundhouse podcast episode that I recorded with my sister, Depths of Motherhood podcast last year, all about community and tribe. And one of the things that's coming out for me from it as I'm re-listening to it is this idea of giving. And I think a lot of people, and I don't necessarily put myself in this because I've not been a giver through my life. I've been somebody who I don't know how to give properly. But I grew up with a lot of people who I've seen who are like big people pleasers, over givers. And as I'm maturing and coming into the idea of wanting family and wanting community, I'm realizing how important giving is. The birds are so loud, I'm so sorry. I'm realizing how important giving is. But I think that a lot of people, especially in previous generations, were taught how to, not even taught how to give. They thought they had to give, especially women, in this very just like give, like give everything you have in order to be loved, in order to show love. And then I think we've gone through this stage of people being a bit more selfish. And I'm not using selfish in a bad way, because people have called me selfish a lot. And I think some of the ways that I've done things actually were because I needed that, and I needed that like energy and attention into myself. So I don't say selfish in a bad way, but I think we've gone through this stage of people being a bit more selfish, and I think it's exactly what was needed, because we needed to come back into ourselves in order to be able to figure out what giving looks like in this healthy, sustainable way, sustainable for ourselves and sustainable for our community as well. So yeah, I think giving is really important, but I think that it needs to be a very intentional giving. It can't just be give. I think we have to make sure that we are in a good place to give from. It doesn't always mean, I think, that our cup is going to be full before we give to someone else. I don't think that's always realistic. It's an ideal thing to strive for, but I don't think it's always realistic. But I think that the idea of giving needs to come from a very intentional place and a very sustainable place, and to know when you're able to give and when you need to kind of hold back a bit or put some energy onto yourself, and be able to do both, not at the same time, but like simultaneously, and allow one to come forward when it needs to, when you can give, when you can look after yourself, and kind of move and flow between the two. Yeah, what do you think about that?